In this video, you will learn about the Axano Smart Touch graphic user interface and how to adapt it to your work methods. To start Axano, tap the standby switch to establish operational readiness. This process may take up to 2 minutes. If the treatment center was switched off via the main switch, the switch must first be activated again. Smart Touch is divided into 4 sections: the header, the footer, the fixed key area, and the dialog area. The current active user is displayed in the header. You can also select them there. When you tap on the lock symbol, you can lock Smart Touch for cleaning, for example. Stepping on the foot control or pressing it again for more than 3 seconds unlocks Smart Touch again. You can select one of the various operating dialogues in the footer. The Start dialog for general functions and chair settings. The Instrument dialog for instrument functions. You operate the integrated video function, and you practice PC in the See Vision dialog. If other functions such as integrated endodontics or implantology are available, you can also select the respective dialogues here. In the Setup dialog, you find the setting options for the treatment center, for example, operating variants using the treatment light or service. Events or errors that require your intervention are also displayed as messages. Unread messages are marked by a small blue number next to the Setup symbol. The Hygiene key takes you to the Hygiene cockpit, where the hygiene processes can be initiated and monitored. Pending hygiene procedures are marked by a number next to the symbol. The fixed keys are located in the area at the right of the Smart Touch. They control functions that should always be available and are always present regardless of the operating context. In particular, there are the keys for shock position, massage, light, tumbler filling and cuspidor rinsing, timer, and also an assistant call, for example. The individual users can configure the arrangement and selection to fit their needs. When an instrument, for example a motor, is removed from the holder, the user interface changes accordingly. Or for example, select the See Vision dialog when you wish to discuss multimedia files with your patients. You can go to the expanded dialogues by tapping on the small arrow on the right or simply swiping up on the Smart Touch. Each user can also configure the dialogues individually to fit their work methods, so that all desired functions can be seen directly and activated without changing the screen. Find out more in the customization video. The functions highlighted in blue in the dialogues are those that you can activate by pressing the left or right button of the foot control. The red frame on a set of keys is called the cursor. It can be moved by activating the middle button on the foot control between the various blocks of buttons. Functions can be initiated by moving the foot control button to the left or right. Depending on the setting, you can include the fixed keys for hands-free operation in this cursor control. In the Start dialog, you can control the basic functions of the patient chair. For example, moving the headrest up or down. You can also select or reprogram the rinsing and entry-exit position and treatment positions 1 and 2 here. In addition, you can switch between the position for standing and sitting treatment and activate saved patient-specific chair programs with the P key. In the expanded Start dialog, there are numerous other keys for the individual control of chair functions, such as setting the active lumbar support or slow movement for working under the microscope. General functions, such as height adjustment of the dentist element, are also found here. When you take an instrument from the holder, an instrument dialog appears, depending on which instrument was taken, The principle of the instrument dialogues is always the same. Let's take a look at the dialog for the electric motor. The cursor, i.e. the keys with a red frame, marks the intensity keys so you can switch back and forth between the values displayed by swiveling the foot control buttons outward or by tapping on them. The keys for switching on the coolant are marked blue. You can activate them by pressing the left button on the foot control. The chip blower is at the right, coupled to the right button of the foot control. If you wish to change the set speed, go to the slider or use the plus/minus keys. This can also be done without using your hands by pressing on the middle button of the foot control to navigate the cursor to the plus/minus keys. The next pair of keys is used to switch the motor to counterclockwise rotation and switch the instrument light on. There are also expanded dialogues for the individual instruments that you can go to by swiping the Smart Touch or touching the small arrow at the right. Here you can set the following and other parameters for the instrument taken from the holder. Select coolant from spray, air or saline solution, brightness of the instrument light, spray water or saline pump quantity, choice of direct starter or foot-controlled speed. If you wish, you can also place the various function keys in the main screen, so you can always access them directly and without using your hands if desired. To switch off, press and hold the standby key until an acoustic signal sounds. Then release the key. The treatment center then shuts down and the LED turns off. In standby mode, the treatment center is disconnected from the air and water supply and the instruments are switched off electronically.